Hey everyone, so there's a new update coming to Pokemon Unite today, and the buffs and nerfs of the patch notes has been released by our friend El Chico Eevee. So please go follow them on their social media, the links will be down below. But let's get right into it. I was very keen to see. There seems to be a lot of changes, so let's see what's happening. So I can see, first of all, Venusaur getting a little bit of a nice tweak over here. Both the base defense and the special defense are going up. Petal Dance getting a buff as well. The cooldown has been reduced from 9 to 8. I'm keen to see how that would go with the cooldown emblems. Maybe you just spam Petal Dance forever with the Giga Drain. We'll see what happens. Gengar, with a change as well, the special attack getting nerfed a little bit. It's honestly not too big, I think. But you know, maybe it was much needed. Next page, Mr. Mime. Mr. Mime finally getting a little bit of a tweak. It's interesting though, because it's only the Unite move that was nerfed a little bit. The actual other moves like Power Stop and Confusion, they haven't been touched. So I don't think it's too bad for all the Mime lovers. Garchomp Boy. Finally getting some love, because the season has been going where you don't really see many Garchomp players as much because they're just better picks for your frontline, you know, sustain. But no, you can see that the attack has been buffed. The moves Dragon Claw and Earthquake have been changed a little bit as well. There's increased damage. You can see the percentage going up quite a substantial amount. And what interested me the most was that Earthquake is now slowing enemies by 50% instead of the 30%. So it's going to be a lot more CC there for him, which I think is pretty good. There's also a slow increase to 60% near the center. Absol getting a base attack nerf over here. And that's about it. It's just the attack just being reduced. The moves didn't really change. Greninja, no nerf to Surf. Nothing. Instead getting a buff to Water Shuriken and Double Team. And now, not only will the damage for per Shuriken going up a little bit more, Double Team's damage will also go up. Instead of dealing just 15% of Greninja's damage, it's going to deal 18%. Eldegoss is next, and I think Eldegoss also gets another buff. So Eldegoss's auto attacks deal increased damage and decreased enemy movement by 15%. This has been increased to 30%. Pretty crazy. Pollen Puff getting a needed buff on the healing, and the cooldown reduced to 5 seconds. The shield on Cotton Guard also getting buffed, so I think Eldegoss players is going to be pretty happy with this one. The Elder Glock, you know. Alright, Crustle with a buff as well. Holy moly, dude. But Stealth Rock will get a reduction in the cooldown. Rock Tomb has been changed from 40% slow to 60%. So it seems like the pattern here has been that a lot of the Pokemon's CC moves have been increased. So that's gonna be interesting. Serena is next, with Trop Kick actually getting a nerf. The movement speed used to be decreased by 50% for people that are in the Trop Kick region, but that has been reduced to 35%. The shield is also reduced from the percentage of the attack. It's been reduced from 225 to 157. Very interesting. Trevenant getting a buff here. So Woodhammer stuns people depending on the amount of HP they have left for different durations, and you can see that stun duration has been increased across the board from, you know, let's say your 40% from 1.2 seconds to 1.5 seconds. Pretty good. And the cooldown has also been reduced, so perhaps a lot more Woodhammer Hornleech players. Is there a Pain Split buff, please? Nope, no Pain Split buff. Alright, moving on. Aegislash getting a Shadow Sneak nerfed there, with the cooldown going to 6 seconds, and a damage reduction on Shadow Sneak. Iron Defense getting nerfed as well in terms of the cooldown. Yeah, it seems like all around nerfs for Aegislash here. Sacred Sword reducing in the damage that ignores from 45% of their enemy's defense to only 25%. Alright, Hooper is next. Hyperspace Hole and Rings Unbound share the... So it's 15% instead of 18% now. Okay. Cooldown also reduced to 10 seconds. And teleportating cooldown is going to 15 seconds. Okay, that's a pretty good buff to Hooper. I like it. Trick. Movement speed increase to 70% instead of 60 there. Granting a shield for only 3 seconds though, so it's like a give and take, I think. But you might see more Safeguard, you might see more Trick Hooper players because of the other buffs from the other Pokemon, where all the CC is, increasing, like the amount of time you're getting stunned, the amount of times you are, not able to move, or your movement reduction is increased. So this is interesting. This is interesting. See what happens. Mew. All right, I think a lot of people have been hoping for some sort of a Mew nerf, because Mew is just like 3 characters in one. So let's see what happened to Mew. Solar Beam, first of all, getting a damage reduction by a little bit. So the percentage of special attack stays the same, but the amount that's calculated, that's added on for levels, has been reduced. So I'm not really sure whether that's going to do much in terms of damage there, because it's still, the percentage of special attack is still the same. It's just a tiny reduction in the calculations that's added onto it. Ooh, okay. The good thing is the move's cooldown, instead of being reduced to 1 second, is 0.7 seconds. So I think a tiny bit of a nerf there for sure. Surf. Okay, yet again, the scaling for the special attack has stayed the same, but they've just tweaked the additional damage added on to do with your levels. That's been reduced. Agility. Okay, agility has gotten a substantial nerf over there. From increasing speed by 20%, it's only by 5% now. Fair. Good. And Unite Move. There we go. So Unite Move has been nerfed more in terms of the damage, because there's less scaling on your special attack now as well in terms of percentage. So that's good to see. That is good to see. Nothing to do with the Electro Ball here. And nothing to do with coaching. Dodrio. Dodrio getting a cooldown reduction on Drill Peck. And at upgraded Drill Peck, it's 4 seconds. Can you imagine 4 seconds Drill Pecking? Holy. Jump Kick going from 8 seconds to 7.5 seconds. Cool. Tri Attack. They reduced the healing from 12 to 9. Okay. Alright, Clefable. Now, most Clefable players I know are just running Moonlight and Gravity. So let's see whether any changes could sway them the other way. Draining Kiss going off with a reduction in cooldown from 7 to 5. That's pretty substantial. And Follow Me also reduced by a quarter to 7.5 seconds. Cool. The shield getting increased. This is kind of huge. From 150% of your special attack to 200%. That's kind of huge, I think. I think Follow Me, some players are already playing it. Perhaps we'll see a little bit more. Alright, that seems to be all the patches that's going to be coming out today. We'll be streaming tonight, 8:30 p.m. So if you want to come see me try out all the Pokemon, as well as seeing whether we can afford Zoroark at all, make sure to tune in tonight. Tell me, guys, do you guys like any of the patches in terms of the buffs and the nerfs? What you didn't like about it? Leave them in the comments below. I read all the comments, so feel free to speak your mind down there. Take care, guys. I'll see you guys in the stream. Fu out.